Hello, my dear students. The topic of our today's lesson is school, and we are going to practice your reading skills, a text on charity schools. Listen to some information, some cultural information about Greg Mortensen. So he was born in 1957. He is an American climber and writer. He's the co-founder of the non-profit organization Central Asia Institute, CAI, created in 1996. He is also the co-author of the best-selling book 3 Cups of Tea. It tells the story of how he started building schools in Afghanistan and Pakistan. Afghanistan is a country in Asia with a population of around 30 million. The capital city is Kabul. It borders Pakistan, Iran, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, and China. As a result of the long war there, the country is very poor. About 42% of the population lives below the international poverty line. That means living on less than $1.25 a day, and around 70% of the population is illiterate. Pakistan is also in Asia. It borders Afghanistan, Iran, and China, and has a population of around 180 million people. The capital city is Islamabad.
The Man Who Moves Mountains. Greg Mortensen hates to be called a hero, but in the mountains of Pakistan and Afghanistan, that is what people call him. He has helped them to build more than 60 schools, and this has changed the lives of many young people, especially the girls. But what first brought a white American man to this remote part of the world where tourists rarely go? Greg Mortensen was born in the United States, but grew up in Africa where his parents were teachers. His hobby was mountain climbing. He climbed his first mountain, Mount Kilimanjaro, when he was only 11. Many years later, when his younger sister died suddenly, he decided to climb Pakistan's K2 in her memory. K2 is the second highest mountain in the world. He didn't reach the summit of K2, and after 78 days at high altitude, he was exhausted. On his way back, he got lost and eventually, unable to walk properly, he stumbled into the tiny village of Corfey. The villagers looked after him and nursed him back to health. He soon realized how poor these people were. When he asked to see the village school, they took him to the village square. But there was no school. Instead, the children were sitting on the ground outside, without a teacher, writing in the sand with sticks. He could see that the children were thirsty for knowledge and were doing their best to learn, even in such difficult conditions. So he promised to return and build a school for them. Back in America, he started a program called Pennies for Pakistan. School children asked their friends and families to donate pennies, and the pennies became dollars. After 3 years of fundraising, he went back to Corfey. The villagers were amazed when he kept his promise and built Corfey School for Girls. It was a simple building with 8 classrooms and a small playground. Most of the girls who attend the school will be the first literate women in their families. Their mothers never had the opportunity to learn to read and write. He explains that it is important to provide an education for girls. In the developing world, girls often get married at the age of 12 and have children by 15. But if a girl stays in school, it makes a big difference to her life. She'll marry later, have fewer and healthier children. She can earn an income and invest in her family. Greg Mortensen likes to quote an African proverb. If you educate a boy, you educate an individual. But if you educate a girl, you educate a community.
Match the words in blue in the text with the definitions. For example, the definition number 1 is far away or isolated. In the text, we can find the word remote to this definition. Number 2, the definition is top of a mountain, and the blue word in the text is summit. You can check your answers to this exercise. So, number 3, able to read. From the text, we could find the word literate. Number 4, give money to charity, donate. Number 5, put money into, invest. Number 6, collecting money for a particular purpose, fundraising. Number 7, did what he said he would do, means kept his promise. And number 8, almost fell, stumbled. Read the text again. Are statements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 true or false? Think about this task. Check your answers to the task true-false reading.
Hi, George. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm just making a poster. I'm collecting money for a children's charity.
Cool. Which charity is it?
It's a charity called Pennies for Peace. A guy called Greg Mortensen started it in 1995. He builds schools in remote places where the people are too poor to build their own schools and too poor to pay $1 a day for a teacher. He believes that every child should have the opportunity to go to school.
Wow. He sounds like an amazing person. Is he rich?
No, not at all. He does a lot of fundraising. When he started, he needed $12,000. That's how much it costs to build a school. So he wrote 580 letters to famous people. He only got one reply.
One reply?
That's right, one reply with a check for $100. So, then he sold everything he had. He even gave up his apartment and slept in his car. But it wasn't enough.
So, what did he do next?
Well, his mother was a teacher in an elementary school. She told her pupils about the villages in Pakistan where there was no school and showed photographs of the children writing in the sand with sticks. The school children were shocked. They couldn't imagine a place where children were so poor. So they asked everybody they knew to donate 1 penny. And after 6 weeks, they had 62,340 pennies.
That's $623.40.
That's right. And that was the beginning of the Pennies for Peace program. Since then, they've collected more than $100,000. And with other fundraising, they've built more than 80 schools.
Why is it called Pennies for Peace?
At first, it was called Pennies for Pakistan. But Greg Mortensen believes that peace in the world starts with education. So, he changed the name to Pennies for Peace.
It sounds brilliant. Can I help?
Yes. You can put one of these posters up in your school.
You can check your answers to these 6 sentences. The answers are numbers in red. Goodbye, that's all for today. Have a nice day.